Six strategies to manage stress and anxiety in trying times. What's up, everyone? I want to welcome you to another episode. I am so pleased to have you guys here today. So, I wanted to share with you these six strategies. This is from a talk that I do quite frequently, and rightly so in these times. These times have been very difficult for a lot of people. And stress and anxiety have been on the rise over this last year like never before. So I wanted to talk about some ways that that you can manage your stress and anxiety. And before I tell you about that, I want to put it into a bit of perspective. Before this year, as in this last 12 months, I had learned a lot of NLP techniques, etc., to manage stress, and I'd helped people, and I'd used them a little bit myself. However, I'd never been as crazily stretched as I'd been this last year. So over this last year, when I had lost my job, when the whole family had corona, when my wife was taken away, when all sorts of crazy things have happened to me, and I've had to keep doing lives, I've had to keep doing different things, I've had to not just use what I know, but even try out a whole bunch of new things. So the stuff that I'm sharing with you isn't stuff that I'm just talking about, out of the sky. These are things that I've literally tried everything, and I've said, okay, what works? I've been a human guinea pig for all these techniques. So, and these are the techniques that I use very, very frequently. And when I say frequently, I'm talking about literally most times on a day-to-day basis. So let's get cracking. Let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to say to you is, I want you to imagine your mind is this big supercomputer. Everyone says that your mind is like the most powerful thing. Yes, and it is very true. But you can have like the world's biggest supercomputer. However, if this supercomputer, and if you know anything about technical stuff, you can have the most powerful equipment, but if you're running old software, like if you had Windows 95, right, as your operating system, it doesn't matter how powerful the equipment is, the software that you're using in that equipment is old. And so it can't handle new tasks. It can't handle challenging situations. And that's a little bit like our mind. Sometimes we need to upgrade the way that we think in order to handle challenges more effectively. So here are six strategies that you can use today that will help you to overcome stress and anxiety and upgrade the way that you're thinking. So the first one is like I said, the software. How do you program your software? Well, it's based on what you input into your mind. Now, let's say before you go to bed right now, at night, what do you do? Like, what's the last thing that you do? Do you listen to the news, for example? And that's what a lot of people do. They listen to the news, or they just watch something, or etc. However, here's what I want you to be aware of. If your mind likes to process things in the background, has anyone ever asked you a question and you're like, what's the answer? What's the answer? And then like 5 hours later, you're in the shower, you're like, and then the answer comes to you. What's happened? Your mind was processing information in the background. And that's the same as what happens when you go to bed at night, when you sleep. So one of the strategies that you can use is, before you go to bed, ask yourself a couple of powerful questions, like, what am I most grateful for that happened today? I've asked this question in the toughest of times. I've asked it when people have passed away. I've asked it when I lost my job. I've asked it when like all sorts of challenges. And there's always something to be grateful for. There's always something if you look for it. So you ask the question, what am I most grateful for today? And come up with three things. Even if it's, I'm still healthy, I'm still alive, or whatever, whatever it is that you can find to be grateful for, ask that question, write that down. What happens is, again, when you come up with three things that you're grateful for, what happens when you go to sleep at night? your mind starts to process in the background, and it goes, was that the thing that I was most grateful for, or was it this? Or was it this? And it starts to compare all the things that you have been grateful for, and you wake up a little happier, just a little bit more of a pep in your step, and you don't even know why. On the flip side, if you watch the news before you go to bed and you hear some worrying news, and then when you go to sleep, what are you processing? All the things that you could be worried about, all the things that could go wrong. And what happens is when you wake up, you're not feeling it as much. So watch what you put in before you go to bed. That's number one. Like, ask yourself some powerful questions. The next thing is, what we resist persists. What do I mean by that? Well, if you keep denying that, oh, I'm not stressed, I'm not, I can't be stressed, let me think of something else, and you're not even acknowledging the fact that there is stress or anxiety there, then you might make it worse. You might drag it on for a bit longer. What you could do, and I know this sounds crazy, is schedule it. If you are going to be stressed anyway, instead of being stressed for 24 hours, just say, okay, 12 o'clock daily is my stress time. And then at 12 o'clock, you go into a room and you go, be stressed, but be stressed really hard. Like, excel at your stressfulness. Go and sit there and go, and let it out, right? Like, imagine you have a glass. If the glass is full and you pour more water, it's just going to overflow. And that's what happens with stress. But if you let out the stress, then throughout the day, if anything else comes, you are able to handle it more effectively. So find a moment where you can let stuff out. So that's number two. Number three is transform that energy. There's energy there that's worry, that's anxiety, and it may be for your health, it may be for something, but find that and say, okay, what can I use this energy for? So if you're so worried about your health, then why not become healthy? Right? Like, use that power, use that worry. When we make massive changes in our life, it's in response to feeling bad about something. So if you're feeling bad about your health, use that negative feeling to make yourself feel better, make yourself feel more powerful. So to lose weight, to quit smoking, to whatever it is, but use that negative energy and transform it into something positive. The fourth thing is your physiology. How you use your body is going to make a big difference. So, some people think that our emotions, like when we're sad, that's what makes our body sad. But if you do something with your body, it can change your emotion. So if I just sat there like this and I did it for long enough, like, I would start to feel bad. But on the flip side, if I did something great with my body, like I put my hands up and I'm like, yes, yeah, like that, I'll start to make my body tell my mind that, oh, I'm starting to feel happy. For example, there are things like laughter yoga. These are very powerful techniques that will help change your emotions. So that was number 4, your physiology. Number 5, breathing. Breathing has been changing. Your breathing changes how you feel. This has been known for a long time, but there's loads of different breathing techniques out there. I started looking into Wim Hof, for example, and started using that, finding out different breathing techniques. And I know it sounds so simplistic that so many people don't do it. However, just try it. See, all of this is just about trying what will work for you. What can work for you that's going to get you through some of the difficult times. And then finally, number 6, contribution. When you do things for other people, you'll start to feel good yourself. Look, honestly, this is one of the reasons I do this, because I know that what helps me get through hard times is knowing that other people are getting through hard times, and if I can help them, then great. Everyone's the better for it. So What can you do if you know that there's a parent out there that's going through a hard time? Just calling up on someone and checking in on them can make a massive, massive difference and make them feel really good. So look into that as well. So those are my 6 techniques to overcome stress, overcome anxiety, and take yourself to a whole new level. With that, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. And I will see you on another episode real soon. Peace out, one love, and I will see you real soon. Bye for now.